Hey, what up, guys? We're back. Welcome to This Is My Moment podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Mitchell, and you know who I got riding shotgun.
Yeet, yeet. Y'all know what it do, good people. It's your boy Money Mitch back for another episode. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like, and hit that notification bell, man, so y'all stay up on everything we doing out here.
Let's go to work.
There ain't no stopping it, this is my moment. Join the movement, we bringing people together, bringing positivity, making changes for the better.
Man, you know, I talk about it all the time, marriage, and I laugh at my wife. Kendrick laugh at Randy, man. We love laughing and enjoying being married, you know what I mean? Today, I got a cat that's gonna help give us a little marriage game 101, if you will. Introduce yourself to the family.
Hey fam, my name is Rod Jeter, and what I do is I help couples stay together one issue at a time.
There you go. I like that.
We say one issue at a time.
One issue at a time.
Brother, I'm gonna need 2-hour session.
I do it sometimes, man.
I dig that, man. You know, marriage, man, is a real funny thing. You know what I mean? Because I tell the story all the time. Like I tell my wife a joke, right? And she'll laugh at it. And I think it's real funny, so I'll tell it again. and I end up having to duck because she throws something at me. You know, so let me ask you this, man. How did you get started, like trying to help couples?
So, man, I guess about 19 years or so ago, I was fortunate enough to meet a really nice lady, and we got married. And after about 10 years of being married, though, I wanted out. I wanted a divorce. I was going through some depression and stuff, and I'm sure that played a big part of it. But my wife, being the person she is, she agreed to go to marriage counseling. So we went to marriage counseling. Now, the first 4 weeks, they were just assessing us to see if we were suitable for counseling. Because, you know, if she was beating on me or if I was an alcoholic, then we would need our own individual counseling. Well, anyway, on the 5th week, they told us, yeah, you guys are suitable for counseling, and we're going to give you another 8 to 12 weeks of counseling. Well, on the 5th week, we got kicked out.
Wait a second. How do you get kicked out of counseling?
You know, I didn't really know that was possible. But listen, it was my fault. I own it. I was being stubborn. I didn't want to do this exercise that the lady was asking us to do. And so we got kicked out of counseling. And the next couple of days later, I was looking at my beautiful wife, and I said, man, it's a shame we didn't get another 8 to 12 weeks of counseling. I'm sure my wife could have learned something. No, just joking. But so what I did, I was like, Lord, if I'm going to stay in this relationship, I need to see some progress right now, because I had been tired for a while. I said, I need to see some progress right now. So I sat down and started working on something. I didn't know what. And as I was working on it, I realized that I really didn't have any major issues with my wife. I hadn't called her lying or cheating or poisoning my food or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So I realized, you know what? If we had been able to resolve our disagreements as they occurred, then I wouldn't be in the predicament I was in. So I just started working on something that I thought would help couples resolve their disagreements a lot faster and get results quicker than what I got kicked out from. And what I ended up with is couples coaching with instant results. And it just works every time, man.
Couples coaching with instant results.
And what that means is you don't have to go through 16 or weeks or a year counseling. When you sit down with me, or once you learn this process, you're going to get a good result right now, today. On average, you know, I've worked with people who have like I did a TED talk, and I told people when I did the TED talk that I've helped couples with decades of issues. I'm talking about 10, 20, 30, 40, even almost 60 years of issues. On average, they resolve their issue in less than 26 minutes.
Wow.
It's just amazing. I don't even want to take credit for it. I think God just blessed me with it, and I'm trying to help as many people as I can.
Man, that's what's up, man.
What part of the process can you share with us here? Because that sounds crazy. From a person who's married to think, Man, I can resolve all my issues in 30 minutes.
No, no. I'm not trying to help you resolve all your issues in 30 minutes. It's not a counseling session, right? What I'm trying to do is show you how to resolve one issue.
So as they occur, you're handling them as they occur so they don't pile up.
Right. So
Gotcha.
when I was working on my thing, I was like, well, I just believe if two reasonable people have the same data in their heads, they'll come up with the same reasonable conclusion if they're reasonably compatible.
Yeah. Being reasonable is that's a big thing though.
Right. So if you and your spouse or your partner disagree about something, if you have a way for both of you to have all the same information in your head, you'll probably come up with something that you can agree on. And that's really the basis of it. This system, it just helps people communicate in a way that allows them to hear and understand each other and resolve their disagreements quickly.
That's crazy.
I'll be glad to walk you through the first part of how it works. So to start with, there's three main ground rules that I have. One, both people have to want to be in a relationship. Right? So this is the kind of game where you can't win by yourself. The relationship has to win or you both lose, okay?
Gotcha.
Right? So that means we're on the same team here. It's not you're the problem, it's me and you against the problem. Okay? So that puts us on the same team. You're not throwing hanging or you're not attacking me while I'm trying to defend myself, and we're not getting anywhere. So the first rule is we have to be both of us have to want to be in the relationship.
Yeah.
Second one is we have to be honest about whatever we agree to talk about. So the first step is the couple is going to agree on just one issue to resolve. The issue I use all the time is, should we buy a new car? And I'll try to walk us through that. So, and that's all we're going to talk about. We're going to focus on that. I'm not going to talk to you. She's not going to be telling me she wants to buy a new car or fussing at me about not buying a new car while I'm fussing at her about, well, I didn't get to buy my golf clubs or whatever. Okay, we're going to focus on one thing. We're going to focus. So the third thing is you have to be able to count to 14. There are 14 steps in this process. To me, they're really easy. To some people, they might not be real intuitive because it's not how we're accustomed to resolving our disagreements for the last few decades.
Right.
But if you follow the 14 steps, it will work. So, and when I sit down to coach people, I don't have a dog in the fight. My main job is to make sure they're just following the steps. I'm like a referee, just making sure they play the game right.
Yeah.
And the game fits for any kind of issue. Okay. So we got the couple fits the ground rules. They're ready to play. So the first thing is they have to agree on one issue to settle, right?
Yeah.
And let's say it's me and whoever the lady was who had her hand in it. What's her name?
Yeah.
Ashley.
Ashley. Okay. I don't want it to be one of you guys. So let's say it's me and Ashley, okay?
Yeah.
And Ashley wants to buy a new car and I don't want to buy a new car. So we take our issue, we take the issue and we have to convert it into a yes or no question. We're going to make it really simple. Should we buy a new car? Yes or no. Ashley wants to buy a new car. I don't want to buy a new car. Okay. Now that we sit down and we're talking about this issue we're going to settle, one thing it knocks out is Ashley coming at me when I'm in the middle of a game and say, hey, I'm sick of this car. We need to buy a new car, when I'm not really trying to hear it.
Yeah.
And I give her some quick emotional or defensive response so she'll go away. Okay. She actually has my attention right now. We're both focusing on the car. So Ashley, she's going to take one of this one detail cards, and she'll write down one reason to support her position on this issue.
Yeah.
Detail. It might be this card's broken down 3 times in the last 2 months. And then she'll take another card, the same card, a different card, and write another detail if she has one. She might say, this car is ugly. If she has another one, she might say, this car is 40 years old. We'll stop at those three. But if she has 6 or 7, she'll write them all down. I'm going to write down some details to support my position, my no position. I might say, my granddad gave me this car. That's one card. I get another card. I might write on it, if this card breaks, I can fix it. Because it's an older car. And a third reason on a different card might be, we can't afford a new car. Now, what Ashley and I have to do is we have to take our cards and we rank them on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being most relevant. So Ashley might say, this card's broken down 3 times in the last 2 months. That might be a 10 to her. It being ugly might be a 6, and it being 40 years old might be a 5. Well, for me, my dad giving me this car might be a 10 to me, or 9 to me, and me being able to fix it might be an 8, and not being able to afford it might be a 3. It's not really a big issue. Now what we do is we take these 6 details that we have and stack them in order of importance. So we have this one issue that we're going to focus on, and we have 6 details that make up this issue. Now, as you can imagine, if she's throwing her details at me at the same time I'm throwing all my details at her, we still have a lot of chaos. We're not getting anywhere. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the main one, the 10 that's on top, because they're stacked in order. That happens to be Ashley's. So she's going to say, and now we're going to focus on one detail at a time. Okay? So we're just drilling down more.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we've done here, that stops Ashley from saying she wanted to buy a new car because it's ugly. And I respond, well, we can paint it. And then she comes back with, what was the other thing? This car is 40 years old. And I respond, well, I can fix it. I can't fix a new car. You got to take those to the shop.
Yeah.
Right.
She comes with me with I'm sitting this, it broke down. It's broken down again. And I'm like, I just feel nagged at that point.
Yeah.
Today, what we're doing, we're going to talk about the most important thing to her, which is the car's broken down 3 times in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And once we take care of that, the other ones might not be an issue. So she's going to take her card and she's going to say, this car is broken down 3 times in the last 2 months. And for me, that's a 10. Now, the next steps 4 and 5 of the 14 steps are going to be for me to do. And here I have to repeat back to Ashley what I believe she means in my own words and follow that with, is that right?
That's a big part.
Right. So what that does is it allows Ashley to feel heard. Okay, because a lot of times people don't feel heard. And that's one of the main reasons why people say they think the game worked, because they finally felt heard.
Yeah.
So, and when I do respond to Ashley, I can respond to what she really means, not something I thought she meant.
Yeah.
For example, I'll say, so what you're saying to me is, and I like people to say, so what you're saying to me is, and I'll tell you why later. So what you're saying to me is, this car's broken down 3 times in the last 2 months. So you're embarrassed by that? Is that right? And she'll say, no. And I'll say, so I have to get a yes. So I'll say, wait, so what you're saying to me is this car's broken down 3 times in the last 2 months. So you don't feel safe because you don't know if you're going to make it home. She'll say, yes. Now we're on the same page as the first time. I might not have been on the same page with it, right? Yeah. The next step, the 6th step is I have to say whether this detail is or is not true. Because sometimes, like when I'm coaching a couple, you be surprised how many times one person will say that's not true. So as you can imagine, it's hard for a couple to agree on an issue when they don't agree on the facts.
Yeah.
So if we can agree on this fact that the car has or has not broken down 3 times in the last 2 months, it'll probably help us resolve this issue.
Hey, Rod, let me ask you this, man. What is this a game that's proprietary to you, or can we find this somewhere?
It is. It's my game. It's copyrighted, trademark, and patented. Well, patent pending. This is what the game looked like. It's just a little booklet, and it has a bunch of these cards in it, and you just take them out and you work through the issue.
Yeah. What's the name of the game? What's it called?
YBAngry. Can you see it?
YBAngry.
That logo is a YB.
Yeah, I see that.
So, YBAngry. So if they go to YBAngry.com, they can get everything from there.
That's tight, man. That's tight.
YBAngry.com. Is that the letter Y, the letter B?
And the word angry. And they can spell it out too, but if they do the letter Y, the letter B, it's better.
Gotcha.
Oh man, that's solid. And where you say we can get it from? Amazon, you say?
No, my website, YBAngry.com.
Hey guys, go check out the website. We're gonna put it at the bottom of the bio, man. This sound like something we gonna get, Heather. We got a new game.
The book, they YBAngry, they can get at the website too, or they can get that at Amazon. They can get it, the ebook at Amazon.
Nice.
Okay, let me ask you this, man. Just like we was talking earlier, this is fantastic, and I wanna actually try it. I'm gonna buy one for you and Randy.
Yeah, man.
I'll see how y'all play. You know what I do?
Cheating.
No, you ain't.
I'm cheating. I ain't playing fair.
I'm gonna let you play it first, then I'm gonna play it after you play it.
He said he's gonna cheat, but he forgot you can't win by yourself.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's not a competition. It's not a competition.
Right. That's why it works so well.
You right. Before all of this stuff, right? We get the game and all that, but before it comes, man, what are some of the signs that we can look for to where we may need to go get the YBAngry or reach out to individuals? What are some of the signs that a married couple? Okay, for me, instance, 25 years in the game. How long you been married? 3 years.
Yeah.
So 25 years in the game, 3 years in the game. What are some of the signs that we can look for in retrospect to being married and needing the book or needing something like that? What can we be on the lookout for?
If you are telling your wife the same thing over and over, or she's telling you the same thing over and over, that's a good sign you need to play the game.
Yeah.
Aren't seeing eye to eye. So like I did a Super Bowl Sunday, I went and I coached a couple and they resolved 9 issues in less than 12 hours. And that included them driving me around town. Taking me to lunch and driving me around town, showing me the results of some hurricane down there in Florida.
Yeah.
But when we were on the 4th issue, and let me tell you, the reason why I went to see them personally is because this lady had been bending my ear back for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Complaining about her husband and stuff. And just a whole bunch of stuff. I said, okay, I'm gonna just go down and we're gonna knock out as many as we can. So after we had resolved the 4th issues, she goes, well, I don't understand. I'm not saying anything now that I hadn't said 100 times before. So I told her, I said, listen, he didn't hear you before, either because you didn't present it in the way that he could understand it, or he just wasn't listening. Now he's listening. Now he hears you. Because as you can imagine, if you have told him 50 times already, you're probably not saying it with the same tone and attitude as you did the first or second time. So his wall is going to go up when you, or if it's the 50th time you're telling him, he's probably going to feel nagged. He might need to be told again, but he said he might feel nagged. He's not really listening. So when people play this game, they actually hear each other. Because there's my mom, the couple that I did for 57, that I helped them resolve a 57 issue, was my mom and dad. I was in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and I went to, I didn't have anything to do. I said, you know what? I'll play my mom and dad. I never wanted to do them before because I knew they were not going to win, right? I know them. They're all in fight, right? I said, and I'm not trying to mess up my perfect record. So I said, you know what? It can just be research. It'll help me figure out if there's an age limit or an issue that it won't work for them. So I sit down and play with them, and they did it on should my mom have a TV in every room? And they knocked it out right away, man. For 57 years, they've been fighting about that. But my point was, my mom said, I said, I always ask them, why do you think after all these years, you're able to resolve this in just a few minutes? My mom said, well, we talked about it. I said, what do you mean you talked about it? And she said, I said, haven't you talked about it before? She said, no, we just argued about it. Dude, it was like 8 months later that I realized of all the people I had recorded, nobody had ever written a curse word, profanity, or an exclamation mark on these cards. Nobody ever yells or curses when they write this stuff down. Yeah. So the conversation is all the emotion is gone out of the conversation.
Yeah, because now you just reading cards. You're not really taking somebody's tonality or any nonverbal cues. You're just reading words on paper.
But for the most part, right? And it gives you a chance to think. You don't get to come back with a quick emotional response. You write down what you're going to say before you say it, basically, and it slows the conversation down. So the answer to the question is, if you or your spouse find that you have to repeat yourself a lot, it's probably because the other person didn't internalize what you said because they don't agree or they just didn't understand. Whereas if you can talk and they can actually listen and you can actually hear them back, you'll get somewhere. I had one lady, she said her husband refused to clean the bathroom for 20 years. He refused to clean the bathroom. It took about 20 minutes, man, and it was a done deal.
Like that. You know what? I tell my wife all the time, it's not what you say,
It's how you say
it's how you say it.
Facts.
For me, it's not that I'm not listening to her, but it's her delivery to me. It's sometimes the issue for my house.
Go ahead. So as you can imagine, one of the benefits of this game is it allows people to talk about stuff that they wouldn't normally talk about because they don't want to start a bunch of drama. But if your wife came to you and said, "Hey, honey, let's play YBAngry," then that's a much better start.
Yeah, let's deal with all these issues we've been having.
Right. Then her coming to you saying, "We need to talk." You know what I'm saying? When she comes and say, "Look, we need to talk," then the wall's gonna go up already.
Yeah. I done stopped paying attention already. True story. Like, and I tell her, I said, I think the easier that she talks to me, the more
receptive you are to
the more receptive I am.
Sure.
Cause when you coming out with that aggressive tone, you done already lost me.
Right.
You done already lost me. And I think that's a lot, and that's a great thing, man. I love this. I can talk to you all day to try to help me. one issue at a time, man.
One issue at a time, man.
I feel like that's an important thing because just like you said, typically you'll start to talk about one issue and then it kind of just starts to bounce around because everybody wants to kind of rebuttal. Oh, well, you say this about me, then, well, what about when you do this? And now you start getting off on a tangent and now y'all arguing about something that wasn't even the point to begin with.
Because it's you against that person. You're trying to defend yourself. Nobody wants to be wrong.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to be the worst of the two. Right? But if we're on the same team right here we're going to defeat this problem over there, then no need to get upset or angry. We got to work together to figure out how to fix that.
This is solid. Rod, man, we're gonna play a little game. You like games? We're gonna have a little fun. You ready?
I'm ready.
The game is called Pick One. It's not trademark patent, nothing like that. But we have fun with it.
We're working on it though.
I'm gonna give you two options, or you have to pick one or two things. All right? You ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Out of all the TED Talks, all the presentations you did, you only can keep one. Which one are you keeping? TED Talks, people, anything, one. What you got?
That my TED Talk, man.
You gonna keep that over everything?
Yeah. that was a big deal, man. That was hard. That was man. That was hard to get.
I dig that. When you talking with your clients, right? You only have one sentence to help them clear up all the drama. What are you telling them? You telling them one thing. What are you telling them?
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules. Okay. Last one. I give you the phrase, "This is my moment." What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, my TED Talk.
That's it. That was it.
Yeah. That's my moment right there. Yeah.
Nice.
I got on the big stage, man. I was on the red dot. I get to talk to. I think I got 80,000 views or something like that, man. So it allows me to get
spread the word
in front of spread the word. So
nice.
that's my moment. Now I got to tell you though, man, when I sit down with a couple and I help them resolve an issue that they've had for 20, 30, 40 years, even especially like I've done this with like I think 6 counselors already. But when I help them resolve stuff that they haven't been able to resolve, that feels good, man. It really I get a lot out of that.
That's what's up.
Man, well, we definitely appreciate you stopping by and spreading the message over here because we got a lot of viewers that could definitely learn from it, I'm sure. Myself included. I was just about to say me number one, but I'm sure we got viewers that could pick up what you putting down as well, man. We definitely appreciate your time stopping by and fellowshipping with us, brother.
Hey, man, this is the thing. KT said and Rod said, man, one issue at a time. Sometimes you get so caught up in trying to duck fire and shoot back, you lose the purpose of the message. Take it one thing at a time, one step at a time. And remember, we on the same team. We're not against each other. We're against the problem. And at the end of the day, KT, what we gonna do? Go get it!
Join the movement, we bringing people together, bringing positivity, making changes for the better. Cause it's all about growth, all about success. We wanna see you rise, wanna see you